We got married in 2017. It took us 2 years of trying before we resulted in this. We pretty much started trying right away, but nothing happened.
Nope.
I went to see the doctor and I got sent to a gynecologist who would track my fertility cycle each month so that we would know exactly what day I was ovulating, and then we could time our attempts. We went through
5 cycles.
and it cost over $4,000.
Australian dollars.
Once before we got pregnant, that was actually about a year ago. I had a miscarriage in June.
That was sad and frustrating.
We actually almost gave up. We had 1 cycle left, so we said, well, we'll just take these hormone pills without the doctor tracking every step of estrogen spike along the way and ovulation dates, and we'll just try on our own.
Yeah.
And what do you know?
Got pregnant.
Got pregnant.
So we felt in some ways we did it all on our own at the end.
When did we find out we were pregnant?
We found out over the Christmas holidays. And it was a gift in itself, really.
Right on Christmas Eve, I think. My boobs were getting really sore. And that was my sign the first time I was pregnant as well.
We were super excited. And we're not finding out the sex until it's born. If it's a girl, the middle name will be Noel.
Because we found out at Christmas.
Yeah. So then it would be Cora Noel Prokopowicz.
If you're a girl.
If you're a girl. And if you're a boy, it'll be Jasper Avery Prokopowicz. Well, that's what we're going off for now.
Yeah, Jesse's much more sure, and I will never be sure. Until maybe I see this little thing. This little baby.
Yeah.
What do you remember about my first trimester?
There was a lot of toughness. It was tough because could never get the right amount of food.
I got tired of eating because you could only stand to eat so much at a time. And it was generally small amounts. Bites, really.
You never had any morning sickness, like actual...
No, I never actually vomited.
Yeah.
So, I guess I can't really complain because other women have it much worse.
Yeah, it would have been tough.
But it wasn't fun. I wasn't very happy, and I was so tired. I started needing to go to bed at 9 o'clock, maybe even 8 o'clock some days. And normally my bedtime's 11. So that was weird. Didn't feel like we got very much done. Like we used to work on videos in the evenings, and nah, it was straight to bed. That's when we got behind on Wanderlove.
We experienced a lot of bushfires during the first trimester. A lot of smoke that was surrounding Sydney. It was pretty bad. You could smell the smoke inside the house on some days when it was really bad.
Yeah, I mean, the air was hazardous for days. It was that.
Yeah. We even bought air purifiers. 3 of them?
We tried to withhold buying the air purifiers, but it just seemed like it was never going to end.
Yeah.
And I was starting to feel so guilty. But now we have all these air purifiers and we barely use them because by the time they finally arrived, the smoke was actually beginning to clear.
Yeah.
Do you have any memories of our first ultrasound? It's the one where it was just a little tiny thing.
Little bean.
A little bean. And I could see the heartbeat. A bean with a heartbeat.
That was pretty cool. Knowing that that was ours.
It always feels a little more real seeing a little tiny blob. Not that you can tell much, but it helps it all sink in. I liked the second trimester because I was feeling better. I didn't have any more nausea and I didn't feel any more fatigue.
You were getting used to it.
Maybe. Plus, we made it past the 12-week mark, so we were a little more confident that the baby was healthy.
I was going out and telling everyone.
Yeah. I think he told people before me. He told his work before me.
Yep.
Then my family came over and visited, my mom and my sister. And that was pretty relaxing. And my mom and sister helped Jesse and I to take some photographs so we could make our pregnancy announcement. It became Facebook official and Instagram official.
Yeah.
But then, while my family was still here in the middle of their 2 weeks, COVID-19 was hitting Australia and really the whole world.
Yeah.
Which was pretty scary at first. The first sign is people were panicking and buying toilet paper.
The Australian government forced a lockdown to everyone, and you could only go out for
The grocery store, and for us, we could go to the Nepean River Walk for exercise. And otherwise, you had to be at home. The university shut down. I started working from home. I never went back after my holiday with Mom and Robin. And so I've been working at home now for months. I'm still working at home.
I got stood down. I was out of work for 3 weeks until the government brought in a JobKeeper, which allows someone that's been stood down to go back to work 3 days a week. I'm back working.
We had a 19-week ultrasound.
Yeah, and I wasn't able to come to any of these ultrasounds
Because of COVID.
because of COVID. So I would just hear about them later, and Renée would take some footage and things like that. So that was kind of nice to at least see something. It was interesting.
It was good to always get to the verification that everything is still looking normal and healthy.
Yeah.
One of the first things we bought was a baby book, baby memory book.
Yeah.
So we spent some time filling that out, the first couple pages.
Yep.
And we bought this guy.
Wilfred the Wombat.
He's baby's first stuffed animal.
Probably going to be the same size as a newborn.
What was life like in the months of the lockdown? What did we do to socialize?
We did a lot of Zoom meetings with our friends, and
It was different. It was weird.
Yeah, there was a lot of catching up on things, and Renée did a lot of baking.
Yeah, I really got into baking. I didn't bake a single thing since I'd moved to Australia. And then I had a lot of time on my hands. And so I've been making muffins and cookies. Pretty much non-stop.
Pretty tasty. Yeah, I think I'm getting bigger. And it's not because I'm pregnant. I did a lot of cooking. More cooking than I usually do.
We
Yeah.
switched from frozen pizzas to homemade pizzas.
Started making our own dough, so that was nice. Made some calzones. Calzones?
And pizza. Anzac Day happened during the lockdown, so to celebrate, everyone just went out onto their porches with candles before dawn and played the first post.
Yeah. If you had a trumpet or trombone, you could play that. or you can play what they were streaming on the radio, so we did that through a speaker. That was probably quite emotional.
When they started lifting the restrictions finally, it was only a little at a time. So at first, only 2 people could go over to another household, and then 5 people, and then 10 people. So it was a while before we could get back together with a larger group of friends. But finally, we were able to meet up 6 of us. We went up to visit Aga and Norbert in Windmalee and go on a little hike in the Blue Mountains. Have a nice dinner there.
That was good. It's amazing when you're finally able to do something. It's like being let out into the world. You're like, wow, this is great.
My 3rd trimester was in the winter, which is probably pretty lucky because I get to stay warm with this thing.
We had travel restrictions easing, so we were able to go out further than just doing the river walk, which was really nice. We were worried that we weren't going to be able to go for any little getaways like we are now.
So we went and did a waterfall circuit hike. That was the first thing we did. That was just a day trip.
In the Blue Mountains. And then we went to Jervis Bay, and it was really nice. We got to take a lot of photographs down there and on the beach.
We did a little maternity photo shoot, and we spent a lot of time on that. That was when I was 28 weeks pregnant.
Our last getaway together as a couple is this trip to the northern beaches when Renée is 33 weeks pregnant.
We decided to splurge a little, and so we're staying at this luxurious, heated glamping tent near Palm Beach. We just wanted to relax and keep it low-key because I'm not really capable of much. Short walks. Luckily, we found a lot of nice short walks to be able to go on. We've just had to change our usual itinerary a bit.
Yeah. We've started our preparation for the baby, and we're ordering things online. We made a baby registry.
We spent all this time making a registry, and this guy just keeps buying things off it.
But I was worried with the timing. I was like, oh, we haven't got long left.
But we've got a baby shower planned for early August. I guess we'll get a lot more stuff then too from our local friends who are able to come.
Yeah.
We've already been sent some gifts from family and friends overseas.
Yeah. That's been nice.
We're ready.
Ready for it.
For 100? Or
Yeah, sure, we'll start with 100.
Favoring.
well, a typical pregnancy lasts this many weeks.